Hey, what's up, people? Jade up here. Going to be talking about a couple of topics in this video. One of those topics being the 2011 Royal Rumble. It was announced today that this year's Rumble match will literally be the biggest in history. Instead of featuring the usual 30 competitors, this year's match will have a total of 40 superstars all fighting for the chance to main event WrestleMania. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this subject down in the comment section below. There's been a heated back and forth debate in just the one day that it's been announced. People who are for it, people who are against it. I can definitely see both sides of the issue, so let me know where you stand. Are you for adding 10 people to the Rumble match? Do you think it's going to accentuate the concept, or do you think it's going to ruin it, or are you indifferent? Just let me know where you stand. Like I said, I could see both sides of the argument. As far as the people who are pro adding 10 people to the Rumble match, they're saying it adds more drama, it adds more intrigue, it adds more chaos and mayhem, and those are some of the bigger reasons why people tune into the Royal Rumble in the first place. And if you know, all of those factors were present when there were 30 people, it can only be accentuated when you throw in 10 more people into the bunch. Then they're also saying that it changes up the possibilities of, you know, as to who can win the match. It changes up the odds and everything, so that can only be a good thing. But then on the negative side of things, people are saying it doesn't really change up the odds, because when you had 30 competitors, there were only about 5 people who had a legitimate chance of actually winning the match. So basically, they're saying you're adding 10 people to an already bloated match. So what's the real point? And they're also saying that those 10 people are likely going to be some no-name jobbers that people don't really care about, so you're not adding anything of substance to the actual match. You're just going through the motions. And like I said, I can see both sides of the issue. As far as my opinion goes, the jury is still out. I don't want to give a definite opinion on it until I actually see the match, because who knows what's going to happen in the Royal Rumble match. Who knows if this is even going to be a noticeable shift in the dynamic of the Royal Rumble match. So I'm going to wait to see how the match actually turns out before I give my full opinion on it. But I'm not 100% against it straight out the gate, and I've seen a lot of people that are 100% against it, because some of them, hell, they just hate change. Anytime something has been a certain way for a certain amount of time and something comes along and alters that format, they're going to be against it. No real reason, explanation, no logic whatsoever. But I'm not one of those people. I'm at least willing to give it a chance. So there you go. On to the next subject, Monday Night Raw. They put on a pretty good show tonight. One interesting thing, and I'll start off the topic, the talk on Monday Night Raw with this. The Bella Twins. They were backstage after a Daniel Bryan and John Morrison match, and it was a pretty good match. I wish WWE wouldn't have gone to commercial like 15 seconds after the damn match started. And also, John Morrison, I really don't like that running knee strike that he uses as a finisher. It just doesn't seem believable as a finisher to me, because it seems like the match just ends out of nowhere after he hits that move. Yeah, the Bella Twins, they're backstage, and it seems as if they're discussing which one of them is going to take Daniel Bryan's virginity. And they're backstage talking about which one of them is more aggressive. Oh, I'm the more aggressive one. No, I'm the more aggressive one. If you guys don't know what aggressive means, it's just code word, PG code word for who's the biggest whore. That's it. You guys know I'm pretty blunt. If you watch my videos, if you're familiar with me, you know I tell it like it is. And this is just one of those cases. They're just backstage, you know, discussing which one of them is the biggest whore. So, yeah. On to more shenanigans on Monday Night Raw. There was a match between the two #1 contenders for the World World Championships. Dolph Ziggler, he's the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship over on Friday Night SmackDown, and the #1 contender for the WWE Championship, Randy Orton. This match, it was unimpressive, especially when you look at how big of a star Randy Orton is, how high profile positions both guys are in, and with the role that Dolph Ziggler has been on in the WWE. He's been on a great role. He's the #1 contender, like I said, over on Friday Night SmackDown. He's been putting on some great matches, but this match was just unimpressive, and I can't really blame it on Dolph Ziggler. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what's coming next. You're like, oh shit, here he goes. He's about to bash Randy Orton for the millionth time. But you know what? I'm going to take a pass on this one, because I said I was going to go into 2011. This was one of my New Year's resolutions. I wanted to have an open mind when it came to Randy Orton, because I felt wronged. Like, I felt you know, I was looking around like, what the hell? Like, people are seriously calling me a Randy Orton hater. I don't hate Randy Orton. I have nothing but his best interests at heart. And I don't want to make it seem like, I don't want to come off like I'm a Randy Orton hater. I actually want to be a Randy Orton fan, but he's just not giving me a reason to be a fan of his. When you saw me ranting on Randy Orton videos, it wasn't bashing. It was just me expressing my disappointment in him, because I know that what I see is not what Randy Orton could be. I know he has greater potential, and I know he could be a lot greater than what the character that I see him portraying on TV. And it's like a sad thing to see. And so that's just me expressing my disappointment. I don't hate Randy Orton, and hopefully he changes my mind about him in 2011. And it seems as if he knows that people were disappointed in his character, because he seemed like he was disappointed in his character also. A couple of weeks ago, he cut a promo talking about how, oh, you know, he was too human in 2010. He was too compassionate, and he was going to be more ruthless in 2011. Hopefully that wasn't just some BS scripted promo where he just said this crap and then forgot about it the next week. Hopefully he lives that. Hopefully that promo was a reality. And yeah, I'm going to give Randy Orton another chance to get me back in his camp, and he has another chance at the Royal Rumble, facing off versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. But as far as this match went with Dolph Ziggler, nah, that didn't quite do it. And speaking of the WWE Championship, the WWE Champion, even though he didn't have a match tonight, I have to say that The Miz put on the star performance on Monday Night Raw. He actually looked like a champion. Like, he made me proud to be a Misfit. Not only did he look like a champion, he acted like a champion, he sounded like a champion, and a very important part of this whole grand scheme of things, the crowd responded to him like he was a true champion. He got some great heat from the crowd, and so many people criticize The Miz. They say he's only good for getting cheap heat, going out there bashing the city or bashing the sports team or whatever. He earned every bit of heat that he got from that crowd tonight. He was great in that segment that he had with John Cena at the beginning of the show, and he was also great in the segment when he whooped Randy Orton's ass, building up for their match at the Royal Rumble. So like I said already, I'm looking forward to that match, and it's been a pretty enjoyable feud between those two. Also, the feud between Edge and Dolph Ziggler building up to their Royal Rumble match for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's been a pretty enjoyable feud. Also, Dolph Ziggler is a fast rising star in WWE, and he's actually been one of the reasons why I've been enjoying SmackDown recently. SmackDown, some of you guys may know I haven't really liked that show because towards last year, you know, like the latter portion of last year, it was just boring to me. I actually fell asleep a couple of times on the show, and yeah, I was contemplating whether I was going to stop watching the show because it just got to the point where I was fed up. But they've had a reversal of fortunes, and hopefully they don't regress back to that boring ass show, because they've been on a roll recently, and hopefully they continue on with that roll. I talked about the WWE Champion. I talked about the World Heavyweight Champion. They will come together for a match next week on Monday Night Raw. Champion versus champion. And guess what? I will be in the building live to see that match. Monday Night Raw will be in Detroit, Michigan. I'll be in the third row right in front of the camera, so you guys will definitely be able to see me on TV. I'll make sure to give you guys a wave or something. And yeah, if you see me in the arena, make sure you say what's up, wave, say hi or something. Don't wait until you get home and get on YouTube and send me a message talking about, oh, hey, JW, you know, I saw you, but I didn't say anything. You know, say what's up. I'm not a big A-list star. I'm more like A-, but yeah, don't be starstruck when you see me, you know. Yeah, I'm just me. I'm just J-Dub. So yeah, say what's up if you see me at the show. What else do I have to talk about? Nexus. New Nexus on Monday Night Raw, and we also got it seems like another Nexus group on Friday Night SmackDown with Wade Barrett and Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel. They made the jump from Monday Night Raw. They left CM Punk's group, joined up with Wade Barrett along with Ezekiel Jackson on Friday Night SmackDown. That's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to see what develops with that group. But back to the one on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk, he's a new leader. Nexus has taken on a much more dark and sinister tone with CM Punk as the leader, and I have to say I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far. It's different, and yeah, it's a lot different than what we usually see in WWE. It kind of seems like a mesh of the old Nexus and the Straight Edge Society, and I was thinking that they would go some kind of route with that, with this new Nexus with CM Punk as the leader, because I was a big fan of the Straight Edge Society, and I was so mad when they just dissolved towards the ending at no fault of their own. They were getting injured and fired and shit like that, so you know, it just dissolved. But seems like we're getting SCS Part 2 / Nexus. So yeah, it seems to be pretty interesting so far. I'm liking their feud with John Cena, and it actually took another step with the FCW Champion Mason Ryan debuting on Monday Night Raw. That was the guy we saw at the end of the show who attacked John Cena. People were saying he looked like Batista. Hopefully the similarities to Batista ends at the just a look. It doesn't follow him with the in-ring ability. So yeah, pretty sure you guys know what I mean by that. So yeah, I guess that's where I'll end this video. I talked about a lot, and I know I missed some things like Shawn Michaels being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'll cover all of that and more this Wednesday on the SideShow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully you guys join me over there. Rate this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button up there, and peace out.